Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Today is going to be a wonderful day, a day of more productivity with ease and flow, because I'm just going to allow it to happen. I'm going to let it in. I'm going to program my subconscious mind that life is easy, abundance is flowing. I love life and life loves me. Napoleon Hill said, "An educated person is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated person is one who has so developed the faculties of their mind that they may acquire anything that they want or its equivalent without violating the rights of others." You've heard me say over and over and over again that what we think about is what we bring about. What we predominantly focus on is what shows up in our life. You have infinite power. And to quote Dr. J.B. Rhine, your mind is the greatest power in all creation. What are you creating with that powerful mind of yours? What you think repeatedly, what you feel to be true, is what becomes true in your experience. It's easy to look at the outside world and say, this is reality, this is life, this is what's going on in the world. But realize what you're surrounded by is what you created through your previous thought energy, your feelings, and your actions. I'm going to read another chapter from Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. I started out a couple of days ago talking about the law of consciousness and its operation, and then how to program your subconscious mind through the laws of the universe, through repetition, through adding emotional energy to your thoughts. And when you add emotional energy to your thoughts, you start to change the way you act. And as you change the way you act, your reactions, the reactions of the universe, are different. So your results become different. It's not through force, it's through relaxing and focusing on what you do want. And rather than spending time thinking about how and why it's not here, focusing on getting into that energetic vibration of what it would be like to be in your experience. Neville says, mastery of self-control of your thoughts and feelings is your highest achievement. However, until perfect self-control is attained so that in spite of appearances, you feel all that you want to feel, use sleep and prayer to aid you in realizing your desired states. Sleep and prayer are the two gateways into your subconscious mind. And yesterday's morning mindfulness was about going to sleep with your wish already fulfilled. Sleep is the door into heaven. What you take in as a feeling, you bring out as a condition, action, or object in space. Neville says, so sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as in consciousness, so on earth. And then he tells us that the second gateway into your subconscious is using prayer. Prayer, like sleep, is also an entrance into the subconscious. In Matthew 6:6, the quote is, when you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father which is in secret, and your Father which is in secret shall reward you openly. Prayer is an illusion of sleep which diminishes the impression of the outer world and renders the mind more receptive to suggestion from within. The mind in prayer is in a state of relaxation and receptivity akin to the feeling attained just before dropping off to sleep. Prayer is not so much what you ask for as how you prepare for its reception. Whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believe that you have received them, and you shall have them, says Mark in 11:24. The only condition required is that you believe that your prayers are already realized. Yesterday I talked about the word realized, realization, reality. What you see in the real world is the final stage. Everything begins in your mind. Your thoughts, when you believe them to be true, you experience them in reality. So the only condition required is that you believe that your prayers are already realized. Your prayer must be answered if you assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your objective. So what is your objective? Your subconscious mind is like a GPS. It needs to be programmed. If you don't give it a target, it just accepts whatever comes next. It's like a ship on the ocean without a rudder. It just ends up in whatever port the wind blows it. If you're tired of being blown about by the outside world and reacting to whatever happens in the outside world, and you really truly want something better in your life, whether it's material wealth, richly blessed in love and relationships, or discovering purposeful work that you love and creates something different in the world, provides a service, looks after people in the way that you really want. And that makes you feel so good, so valuable, so worthy. What do you want? How would you feel if that was your reality? This morning you woke up and spent your day doing what you really want. Neville says your prayer must be answered if you assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your objective. The moment you accept the wish as an accomplished fact, the subconscious finds means for its realization. To pray successfully, then you must yield to the wish, that is, feel the wish fulfilled. The perfectly disciplined man is always in tune with the wish as an accomplished fact. He knows that consciousness is the one and only reality, that ideas and feelings are facts of consciousness and are as real as objects in space. Therefore, he never entertains a feeling which does not contribute to his happiness, for feelings are the causes of the actions and circumstances of his life. On the other hand, the undisciplined man finds it difficult to believe that which is denied by the senses, and usually accepts or rejects solely on appearances of your five senses. Because of this tendency to rely on the evidence of what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, it is necessary to shut them out before starting to pray, before attempting to feel that which your senses deny. Whenever you are in the state of mind, I would like to, but I cannot, the harder you try, the less you are able to yield to the wish. You never attract that which you want, but you always attract that which you are conscious of being. Prayer is the art of assuming the feeling of being and having that which you want. When the senses confirm the absence of your wish, all conscious effort to counteract this suggestion is futile, and it tends to intensify the suggestion. Prayer is the art of yielding to the wish and not the forcing of the wish. Whenever your feeling is in conflict with your wish, feeling will be the victor. The dominant feeling invariably expresses itself. Prayer must be without effort. In attempting to fix an attitude of mind which is denied by the senses, Neville says effort is fatal. To yield successfully to the wish as an accomplished fact, you must create a passive state, a kind of reverie or meditative reflection similar to the feeling which precedes sleep. In such a relaxed state, the mind is turned from the objective world and easily senses the reality of a subjective state. It is a state in which you are conscious and quite able to move or open your eyes, but have no desire to do so. An easy way to create this passive state is to relax in a comfortable chair or on a bed. If you're lying in bed, lie flat on your back with your head on a level with your body. Close your eyes and imagine that you are sleepy. Feel, I am sleepy, so very sleepy. In a little while, a faraway feeling accompanied by a general lassitude and loss of all desire to move envelops you. You feel a pleasant, comfortable rest and not inclined to alter your position, although under other circumstances you might not be at all comfortable. When this passive state is reached, imagine that you have realized your wish, not how it was realized, but simply the wish fulfilled. Imagine in picture form what you desire to achieve in life. Then feel yourself as already having achieved it. Imagine in picture form what you desire to achieve in life. What would it feel like to already be there, to already be experiencing that? Breathe into that feeling. Thoughts produce tiny little speech movements which may be heard in the passive state of prayer as pronouncements from without. There will be voices in your head. However, this degree of passivity is not essential to the realization of your prayers. All that is necessary is to create a passive state and feel the wish fulfilled. All you can possibly need or desire is already yours. You need no helper to give it to you. It is yours now. Call your desires into being by imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. As the end is accepted, you become totally indifferent as to possible failure, for acceptance of the end wills the means to that end. When you emerge from the moment of prayer, it is as though you were shown the happy and successful end of a play, although you were not shown how that end was achieved. However, having witnessed the end, regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, you remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has been perfectly defined. Neville suggests that we get into the spirit, the feeling, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Get into the spirit of the state desired by assuming the feeling that would be yours were you already the one you want to be. As you capture the feeling of the state sought, you are relieved of all effort to make it so, for it is already so. There is a definite feeling associated with every idea in the mind of man. Capture the feeling associated with your realized wish by assuming the feeling that would be yours were you in possession of the thing you desire, and your wish will objectify itself. Faith is feeling. According to your faith, according to your feeling, according to your faith, be it done unto you, says Matthew. You never attract that which you want, but always that which you are. As a man is, so does he see. To him that hath, it shall be to him that hath, it shall be given, and to him that hath not, it shall be taken away. Matthew, Mark, and Luke all quote that in the Bible. That which you feel yourself to be, you are, and you are given that which you are. So assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your wish, and your wish must be realized. In Genesis, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. That's from Philippians. You are that which you believe yourself to be. Now, when I first read this, I thought it sounded quite blasphemous, but I'll leave it up to you where your thoughts take you. Neville Goddard says, instead of believing in God or in Jesus, believe you are God or you are Jesus. Because in John, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And that should, Neville says, should be he that believes as I believe, the works that I do, shall he do also. Jesus didn't find it strange to do the works of God because he believed himself to be God. I and my Father are one. It is natural to do the works of the one you believe yourself to be. So live in the feeling of being the one you want to be, and that you shall be. If you believe that you are richly blessed in every area of your life, you will see evidence of that. You will notice it. You will appreciate it. When you give thanks, pray joyfully in gratitude for what you truly desire to have in your life. and you will be rewarded by it being experienced in your reality. Neville ends this chapter with, when a man believes in the value of the advice given him and applies it, he establishes within himself the reality of success. What does success look like for you? Everyone's version of success is different. Most people have an idea of the success that they desire, whether it's financial wealth, perfect vital health. What does health and vitality feel like? If you were wealthy, what would you be doing with your money? You don't want a bag of money. You want what it can do for you, what it can do to expand your world, expand your education, expand your life experiences. Create something in the world that has never been done before. As you visualize your dream come true, your wish fulfilled, the success that you desire in your life, get clear on the picture so that your subconscious mind has a target. You might want so many things, but what do those things bring you? Peace, joy, happiness, well-being, health. Neville Goddard's book, Feeling is the Secret, tells us that you can think thoughts based on the outside world and feel bad for not having what you want, or you can decide what you really want and what that would mean in your life. Really, it's why do you want what you want? Because you believe in having that, you will feel healthy, happy, well-being, peace, joy, love, happiness, respect, financial freedom, time freedom to enjoy what you've already worked so hard for. So go there in your imagination. Spend the time visualizing it. Take a deep breath in and let that go. Whether you use repetition with feeling as if, or you imagine yourself just before you go to sleep already having experienced what you truly desire, waking up in the morning knowing that today you can create that, whatever it is you desire, getting into that feeling, what it's like to be there. There is a place. Set the destination, program it into your subconscious mind by praying, meditating, visualizing, seeing yourself, believing it to be true for you. Now you might take some time to write out what that looks like. What is your goal? What is your destination? What do you desire? What's next for you in your life? You might have a really fantastic, wonderful life, and then feel there's something more. There's something more I want to do, something more I want to experience. That's not greed, that's not selfish, that is the spiritual side of you wanting more, wanting to express more, to experience more life. You have a human body in order to Do what spirit cannot do. Taste chocolate and wine and coffee. Enjoy the breeze. Take a walk along the beach. Build something with your hands. Create something that has never been created before. You have been gifted with intellectual tools. You were created above all else on this earth. You have been gifted with perception. You have opinions. You can reason. You can think. You can imagine what you would truly, what your life would be like. You can imagine and practice this so often in your mind, rehearsing what you desire, that it becomes like a memory and your subconscious just shows it to you. You experience it in your life. You realize it because you followed your intuition. You used your will to hold the image on the screen of your mind. Don't just use your 5 outer senses, your sensory perceptions. Develop your 6 mental faculties. Develop the ability to sit quietly and imagine what success feels like in your life. And then go out and create that. You won't necessarily know how. Just take a step. Prove to the universe that you are ready, willing, and able to bring that vision into reality. Write it down. How do you feel now that it's accomplished? And just sit quietly for 5 minutes, asking for guidance for the day. Giving thanks for what you already have. Maybe you take the time to write out 10 things that you are truly grateful for. Get into the feeling of gratitude that helps you tap into the energy that creates worlds. You might say something like, I love life and life loves me. And then look for ways that that is true. Remember, feeling is a secret. Get into the spirit of your wish already fulfilled, the goal already accomplished. How excited, how grateful, how happy you are now that it's yours. Create a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Join me back here on Monday morning. Have a blessed week. Thank you.